How's it going, YouTube? My name is the Touring Bus, and welcome to our 6th episode of our Arsenal FC Career Mode on FIFA 20. So, the reason I'm doing an intro over here with the graphic, rather than one in the game, is because I already did an intro, but I deleted it. So, essentially, the story with this episode, there's something in my eye, and I fucking hate it, but I'm gonna power through it, just because I'm dedicated to YouTube. The story of this episode is that I've been really working on sliders. As you may remember from episode number 5, I was trying some sliders out for quite a while, and they ended up being just like a little bit too difficult when Everton took 3 shots and scored 3 goals in the entirety of the game, while we took a bunch of shots and scored 1 goal. Not too happy about that result. And so I figured I'd keep trying, keep looking for more sliders. And I've actually found one that I think sometimes we win too easily, but is a lot of fun, and as you'll see later in the episode, there is a bit of a challenge in some of the games as well. But I started off this episode playing a home game in the Premier League up against Chelsea right before the beginning of the new year, right at the end of 2019. We drew in that game 1-1, and I deleted the footage because I thought it was one of the waste footage things that I was recording while I was testing out sliders. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Shit happens. But it's no big deal. Let's get into the real episode in which we are taking on Manchester United in the first game. See ya. Alright, here we finally are to continue this episode. For a bit of context, I started recording this and got through that Chelsea game at about 11 a.m. It's now 10 past midnight, and what is going on with this? Oh my gosh. That is menacing. James Maddison, Sadio Mane, Aguero, and somebody else's hair is illuminated. That's just ridiculous. But yeah, the reason I'm pointing out that, bit of context is because I've been trying to find out a way to play this game with sliders that make it challenging but don't kick my ass, and it's been incredibly difficult. So for example, I've just been testing out in career mode because that's really the best place to see how it's going to apply to the game. Played this game about 4 times, similar to this always. Played this one 3 times, this one 3 times, this one twice, this one twice, this one twice, this one once, and then I skipped over these, and I also tried a game against Brighton, a game against Southampton, and then I believe one of the Europa League games or something. So essentially, I've been trying this against different levels of qualities of teams throughout the game, and we've gotten some wins, we've gotten some losses, we've gotten a ton of draws. First, I tried a slider set up by Sparring DK, who's like a pretty well-known Australian career mode YouTuber, and I drew, I think, 7 games in a row. I then tried Patbacks sliders, which are pretty simple, just a few changes, and I lost like 6-1. I mean, I made it a little bit harder, but then I started like losing by like 5 goals in a bunch of my games. And here's what I've come to, and we're gonna play with it, and I really hope it doesn't prove to be as boring as the other times I've tried to record this episode, because I was playing on those sliders and I drew so many games that it was agonizing. So we're just gonna rotate a little bit despite how fatigued our team is looking right now. We had some brutal December scheduling congestion, and we're going to play a fairly tired side up against Man United. And let's see how we do at the Emirates. Willian Jose opening up a bit of space for United here. It's Bruno Fernandes and Willian Jose up against just a few defenders. They're going to go for a sweaty pass. Absolutely ridiculous from Man United there. It's Ferran Torres, who's a 19-year-old wonder kid who's making his debut for Man United right now. He's just signed from Valencia for like £40 million. Alba. Forward for Torreira. He's going to go for a finesse shot with his right foot. David De Gea with a very good save. Corner now. Will we finally get our first goal from a corner? It's in from Torreira, and of course the answer is no. United now really holding on to possession in the second half. I don't think we've touched the ball yet here. And it's some good passing. It's Marcus Rashford. Every time we play them, they seem to go for the sweaty goals. And they've done it again. Rashford hasn't taken a shot in like the 7 freaking times I've played against United. And they don't seem to be very successful when they try those sweaties, which I really appreciate. But Fernandez's point-blank shot is saved. Are they going to go for another sweaty pass? Yes, they are. Fernandez, yet again denied by Bernd Leno. Wonderful goalkeeping from the German. But it's very odd. I don't know why United, every single time, they are going for that sweaty goal. Bios' first touch, trying to create an attack here for Arsenal. He's bringing the ball up the field, and Willock's got a bit of space. He's going to have to take the shot with his left foot. He blasts one, but De Gea continues his great performance to keep it at 0-0. Willock with another attempt. Nobody ran onto it. Oh, Eddie Nketiah was right there, but of course the AI decided to run away from the ball, and it could have been an open net if only somebody went towards the ball there. The Arsenal fans are getting loud here at the Emirates, encouraging the Gunners to go ahead and nick a winner here late. It's Joe Willock through on goal. Can he finish? No, he can't. David De Gea has been absolutely terrific in this match. It's not the best of shots, but it's still an immaculate save from De Gea. It's Ferran Torres on his debut, absolutely bodied. Welcome to the Premier League, lad. David Luiz puts him on the floor, while Kieran Tierney is the final man to kick the ball in this match as the referee blows his whistle. Full time, Arsenal 0, Man United 0. It was actually a very competitive match. We had quite a few chances, but we just could not find the net. David De Gea was incredible in that match. Apparently the man of the match is Torreira, but I'd give it to De Gea, who apparently made just as many saves as Bernd Leno, but it seemed much more impressive from De Gea, in my opinion. And we take a point here against Man United. We've now got a simulated match here in the FA Cup. Our first round is at home against Coventry. We're playing a pretty young lineup with the likes of Mason, Nketiah, Martinelli, and Saka in the starting lineup. And as you can see, Reiss Nelson has joined the club. He's been recalled from his loan at Crystal Palace because while normally they do play your players when you loan them out, I'm pretty sure in FIFA, Reiss Nelson literally made one appearance in the 6 months that he spent at Selhurst Park. So I've decided to take him back, and in his very first game, we get a 2-0 victory over lower league side Coventry. And we have officially agreed on a pre-contract signing here. Backup goalkeeper Walter Benitez will join next summer on a free deal, making £71,000 a week. Now, he's an incredible goalkeeper, and he honestly could start for quite a few Premier League teams, so I'm very happy to get him on a free, as he will be Bernd Leno's replacement backup goalkeeper. Our next match is up against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, and I am going to start Reiss Nelson. Hopefully he can show Roy Hodgson what he's missing. Nico Pepe, Aubameyang now. James Maddison's going to go near post, and Guaita's made a very good save. Joe Willock strikes one. Oh my lord, I thought it was rippling the net. What a shot. Joe Willock just smashes it with his laces, but it's off target. Reiss Nelson now, showing Hodgson what he is missing into James Maddison. He's going to take the shot. Guaita with another good save here. Willock gets to a wide open James Maddison. He's going to have a crack. And Guaita has started off this game incredibly well. Already his third save of the match. And we're getting yet another corner opportunity. It's going to be James Maddison in, looking for Aubameyang. So close. It looked like he was going to get it with his head, but not the case. Cross coming in. Pepe wins it on Alba. He's surely been tripped. It's not a penalty, but it has come off Guaita last. Yet another corner here. And that's going to be simple. Reiss Nelson. He's going to go for it. And it's a very weak effort. He's waiting for Joe Willock, who's going to take the shot. And this time, the youngster has found the net. It's 1-0 to Arsenal here. And Vicente Guaita cannot save it this time. Joe Willock Wow, what are their center backs doing? Reece Nelson to make it 2. Great composure as Nelson strikes. It's a through ball for Jeffrey Schlupp, and I've slid in too early. It's got to be a red card. John Stones is not getting sent off, and I don't think it's a penalty either. That was probably the worst sliding challenge I have ever made, and the least punishment you could ever receive for something like that. Crystal Palace do have a free kick, which is a bit dangerous, and I know Milivojevic is good at them. It's down to Milivojevic, who strikes it into the bottom corner, but Bernd Leno makes the save. I still cannot understand how John Stones is still playing right now. Madison now, he's taking it past Mamadou Sakho, and Guaita makes the save. And that is halftime. We are 2-0 up at the break here in Selhurst Park. Very good performance from the lads so far. Palace have only had one chance, and that was that Milivojevic shot from outside the area, and we have really dominated this match. Willock in, James Madison, surely a third goal now. And Madison's actually missed it. I would have bet a lot that he would convert that opportunity, but it's off target. Over the top from James MacArthur, looking for Jeffrey Schlupp. He's going to get a cross in, and that was absolutely atrocious. Come on, Schlupp. Aubameyang up the field, as they are now talking about the fact that Paul Pogba has just joined Atletico Madrid. Absolutely wild. Matthew Leckie is called offsides there. Just a few minutes left in this game, and surely all 3 points are wrapped up for Arsenal at this point. Shot number 8 comes in from James Madison, and he has finally scored. It's 3-0 to the Gunners now, and James Madison with a wonderful finish. Well, we should have had 10 men for most of that match, but instead we have completed the 90 minutes with 11 players on the field and absolutely destroyed Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. A 3-0 victory for Arsenal. While some of you might want me to make a bit of transfer action during this January transfer window, I'm actually not going to go for many signings. However, I'd like to explain why that is. Obviously, in real life, we have passed this window, and Arsenal didn't make any big signings from what I remember. And we have already made 2 changes to the starting 11, John Stones and James Madison, in this season. So I don't want to change everything this quickly, and I'm actually going to wait until next summer, where I'm going to try to make 3 positional upgrades. Of course, we've already got Benitez coming in, but what I'm going to try to do is sign a new young center back who's first team quality, starting 11 quality. I'm also going to try to sign either Max Aarons or PSG's Colin Dagba as a young future right back. And I also want a solid, young, promising backup striker. And I'm currently looking at Victor Osimhen of Lille and Alexander Isaac of Sociedad. And as you can see over here, for center back, quite a few people have recommended that I sign Konate, so I've definitely put him on my list. Looks like a beast, 6'4", very, very physically gifted. And then Pau Torres, who's actually a very underrated player, I think, in real life and in this game. Also pretty big at 6'3", and he's got some decent defending stats as well. He's only 78 rated, so 3 years older and 2 ratings less than Konate. But Konate's a very, 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 very common signing in FIFA. So many people sign him, and I just don't want to do what everybody else does. And Pau Torres actually has a potential of 86, so he can turn into a very, very, very good player, a world-class center back even. And I think I might be tempted to sign Villarreal's Spanish defender. Well, would you look at this? Not only did we play against Chelsea earlier in the episode, but just about a month later, we've got our away game against them in the Premier League. And then 3 days later, we take them on in the round of 32 of the FA Cup, and they will be coming to Emirates Stadium for that one. I think what we are going to do is simulate this game against Sheffield United and wrap up the episode away at Stamford Bridge. Here we are at the Emirates against the Blades. They've lost their last 3 games in a row. Can we make it 4 in a row for them? Yes, we can. James Madison continues his absolutely scintillating form as he scores the winning goal that provides the difference maker against Sheffield United. I think that's something like his 8th goal of the season from attacking midfielder. He has been amazing so far. Alright, we traveled to Stamford Bridge on the 22nd of January to take on one of our biggest rivals, Chelsea FC. They've already come out the gates with quite a bit of pace on the ball here, trying to intimidate us with their speed. It's Willian with a cross now. Hector Bellerin has, I called him Hellerin. Hector Bellerin has lost the header. What just happened? It didn't show that Christian Pulisic touched it. I hope it's not an own goal. It isn't. But Pulisic has 10 goals already this season for Chelsea. Turned out to be a fantastic signing for the Blues. And we are losing to their first shot of the game. Splendid. Got 84 minutes left in this game just to try to break down their defense. Let's see how it goes. Here's Gabriel Martinelli. He's going to go for the finesse shot. Aubameyang! And it's already 1-1. No, it's not, Alba. How were you offside? What were you doing, Pierre? He's going to pass it down the line to Nicolas Pepe. Will it be one of his patented finishes? Nope. N'Golo Kante. Oh, David Luiz laying in a fantastic tackle against his old side. And he's going to try to get an assist here as he passes it forward to Aubameyang. He's getting pressured by his defender, so he decided to take the strike with his left foot. And it's a good save. It was actually a better shot than I expected. A good save from Kepa, and it's a corner for Arsenal. We've hit it on the volley there with Gabriel Martinelli, but it's blasted well above that crossbar. Andrea Belotti. Jorginho back to Belotti. He strikes one. Bernd Leno. Fantastic save from the German. I cannot begin to imagine how bad our season would be if we didn't have Bernd Leno in the net. We're losing this game regardless, but the man has saved us so many points in the table. I think we'd be fighting against relegation if Bernd Leno hadn't been so extraordinary this year. Let's inject some pace into this attack here. It's Nicolas Pepe. Dragged out wide. He's gotten past Palmieri. He's gotten past Coates. He strikes one. But Andreas Christensen deflects it out for a corner. Fantastic play from Pepe. But he's unable to find a goal at the end of it. Madison. Up. Aubameyang. Aubameyang's going to have to take the shot with his left. But again, Christensen gets in the way. He has been just ridiculously good. And it looks like he's wearing their captain's armband. He is. 16 minutes left. And the sun is slowly setting on Arsenal. I've got to make a change or two. Try to get us back into this game. Big change in the midfield. Ceballos and Willock are going to be closing this match out. We've got a corner now. Pepe's going to take it. Can somebody get their head on it? It's going back post for John Stones. And what a shocker. He didn't win the header. N'Golo Kante. Oh, Bellerin. He's already got a yellow card, but he does not care. Going for an incredibly physical challenge. Oh, no, it's only 2 minutes, and Loftus-Cheek is through on goal now. He doesn't convert. Bernd Leno. Guys, clear it. Oh, well, the final note of that game is being happy that we haven't conceded a second. But at the end of the day, it is a disappointing result. We drop all 3 points at Stamford Bridge. Look at that happy American bastard. Pulisic's goal is the difference between these two sides as Chelsea defeat Arsenal, and yet another rivalry match has been lost. I'm not very good in those, am I? Well, I'm not too keen on playing Chelsea 3 times in a row that close to each other, so I'm going to simulate this home game in the FA Cup up against the Blues. Can we end this episode on a bit of an up note? A high note? Well, the answer is no. We drew it 1-1. Reece Nelson getting another goal. He's done very well since coming back, but Pulisic strikes yet again against the Gunners. And that will conclude this episode. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and all that other stuff. And I'll see you guys for episode 7. Peace.